You have to watch out for the quiet ones. Once when I was very new here, not knowing any better, I asked Arlene if she would give a short talk to the congregation about something, and she very kindly but firmly declined. Arlene never wanted to be the center of attention, so I hope she will forgive us for gathering together to celebrate her life today. She will certainly understand. Only after she died did I learn that she made an entire career in the communications business. But when she did speak, it was always with wisdom, grace, and understanding, betraying a keen and energetic mind beneath the quiet surface. One of the last times I spoke to Arlene, she was in the hospital, and I asked her what was most important in her life. Without hesitation, she answered, "The church, definitely the church." You might think hearing that, especially from someone so revered, would inflate my own sense of importance. But it was incredibly humbling to think that I was responsible for the well-being of that which was most dear to a bona fide saint. Of all the people I have ever met, she is among the ones I respect and admire the most. Arlene had a way of inspiring you to be a better person, not by public demonstrations of beneficence, certainly never by lecturing, but just by being her honest, pious self. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that Arlene was most important to St. John's, and that I don't know how we will go on without her. Even though I gave her the last rites myself, I haven't completely accepted that I have heard her distinctive voice or placed bread in her outstretched hand for the last time, even though apparently she would have preferred a wafer. She is, as the first reading said, inscribed upon St. John's. She didn't just hold a variety of positions and offices over the years, from Sunday school teacher to vestry member. She embodied the earnest, dedicated, understated, but deep piety and faithfulness of this congregation. Arlene knew better than most theologians who God is, and she showed us every day. Now, at long last, she sees her God, her friend, face to face. The same God who formed and nurtured her, gave her life meaning and direction. The same God whom Arlene was constantly revealing to the world is there for her now, welcoming her into everlasting life, to the place in heaven prepared for her. Just as Arlene showed us who God is with her unwavering devotion, so too does God never stop caring for us, even in those long stretches when God prefers to stay in the background, letting anyone else be the center of attention. Paul's beautiful poem is absolutely right. Jesus lived to teach us how to live lives of blessing, lives like Arlene's, lives that endure. He died and rose again in order to fling the gates of heaven wide open for all people. This is why we praise and glorify God even when our most cherished loved ones die, and why Christians live in hope, even as we celebrate the gift of life. God is glorified in the lives of good people like Arlene and all the saints on earth. And God is glorified by the saints in heaven in their ongoing worship and prayers. Just as Arlene was constant in her faith and devotion to her church and all her loved ones, I can only hope that this quiet communicator is praying for us now, asking God to bless us. Whatever is happening on the other side of that bright veil, I can say with confidence that we should love one another, following Arlene's example of self-giving, unassuming, steadfast charity. And as sad as we all are to lose a dear friend and a living saint, we should not lose sight of the deep, simple joy that Arlene had just beneath the surface, sparkling in her eyes, animating her voice. Arlene knew the joy of a fully formed Christian soul, the joy of beneficence, compassion, centeredness, steadfastness, peace. If we make an honest effort at following the example she set, of embracing and fully living into our most noble capacities, we can expect to cultivate the same joy within ourselves. And as Arlene showed us, that joy is as contagious as it is life-changing. And so in the depth of our sadness, we find hope, the hope of God's love and the hope of human goodness, the hope that we will find both of these as we strive to grow into the full stature of Jesus Christ. Arlene shows us that this is possible, that a small, sometimes unsteady frame can contain a giant, a tower of strength. Blessed be the God who made her, nurtured her, held her up, and who holds her now in the blessed peace of everlasting life. Amen.